The Galactic Council was the most powerful group in the whole galaxy. It was made up of many different alien species, all strong and proud. They watched over the galaxy and made rules that everyone had to follow. For many years, Earth was a small, quiet planet at the edge of the galaxy. No one paid much attention to it. Earth's people were still learning about space, and they followed the Council's rules carefully. But things had changed. For a long time, Earth's scientists had been working on a secret project. They called it Project Black Core. No one outside Earth knew what it was. The Council only knew that Earth was growing stronger, faster than they expected. Earth had started to use new technology that no other planet had seen before. The Council tried to warn Earth many times to stop, but Earth ignored them. The leaders of Earth said their technology was for defense only and would not be used to hurt anyone. Still, the Council was worried. The rules were clear. No one could make artificial intelligence that was smarter than the Council's machines. It was dangerous. It could destroy planets. Earth had broken the law. One day, the Council called a special meeting. All the members came to the great space station in the middle of the galaxy. The room was huge. Thousands of aliens filled the seats. They all looked serious. This was the most important meeting they had had in many years. The head of the Council, a tall, blue-skinned alien named Zartok, stood up to speak. His voice was deep and strong. Earth has broken our laws. They have made forbidden machines. They have ignored all warnings. This is a threat to the whole galaxy. We cannot let this continue, the crowd murmured. Some were angry. Some were scared. They all wanted to know what would happen next. Zartok raised his hand and the room became silent. We have no choice. We must declare war on Earth. The words hung in the air like thunder. War was something the Council did not take lightly. It meant billions of lives could be lost. But the Council believed Earth was dangerous now. They believed that if they did not act fast, Earth's power would grow too strong to stop. A vote was held. It was fast and clear. Almost everyone agreed. War on Earth was decided. As the decision was announced, the Council ships outside the space station started to move. They prepared for battle. Thousands of ships, each one faster and more powerful than the last, moved toward Earth. The Council was ready to crush this new threat. Back on Earth, the people watched the skies. They knew the Council had declared war, but Earth did not panic. Instead, Earth's leaders sent a message to the Council. It was calm and confident. We do not want war, but if you choose war, we will fight. Then Earth went quiet. For hours, no one knew what Earth was doing. The Council's ships waited in space near Earth, ready to attack. But nothing happened. Suddenly, without warning, Earth's space stations lit up with energy. Massive ships began to leave Earth's orbit. They were black and silent, no lights, no noise. They moved fast, too fast for the Council's sensors to track. The Council's fleet watched in shock. These were not normal ships. They were strange, new machines unlike anything they had seen before. Zartok called for his best commanders. What, are these ships? He asked. Where did they come from? No one knew. The Council fleet tried to communicate with Earth's ships, but there was no answer. The ships moved in perfect silence, like shadows in space. The Council was confused and afraid. This was not the Earth they knew. This was something new. Something dangerous. Then the Council fleet received a warning signal from Earth, a simple message repeated over and over. This is your last chance. Stand down or be destroyed. The Council members looked at each other. No one wanted war, but they could not show weakness. The Council had to protect the galaxy. Zartok took a deep breath and made a decision. Prepare to attack. If they want war, we will give them war. But deep inside, Zartok was worried. He had never seen Earth move like this before. These new ships were strange, silent, powerful. Could the Council win this fight? The countdown to war had begun, and no one knew what would happen next. The Galactic Council fleet moved closer to Earth. They thought the war would be easy. Earth was just a small planet, and many had forgotten how weak it seemed before. The Council ships were big and strong. Thousands of them filled space around Earth. The Council commanders smiled. They believed they would win quickly, but Earth was ready. The strange black ships had surrounded the Council fleet without making any noise. No shots were fired, no warnings given. Then, suddenly, the Council ships began to disappear. One by one, the giant ships were gone. Not blown up, not exploded. They just vanished into thin air. The Council officers were shocked. How could their ships disappear without a fight? No weapons were used. No damage was seen. In less than 10 minutes, 98% of the Council fleet was gone. The few remaining ships turned around and fled, sending messages full of fear back to the Council headquarters. The Council members on the space station were stunned. How had Earth done this? What kind of weapon was so powerful it could make thousands of ships disappear so fast? Zartok looked at the empty space on the screen. The numbers did not lie. The fleet was almost destroyed before they even started. Fighting! Earth is stronger than we thought, Zartok said quietly. This is not a normal war. The Council scientists began to study the data. They searched for signs of energy weapons, bombs, or traps, but they found nothing. The ships were just gone. Rumors started to spread among the Council worlds. Some said Earth had made a secret weapon. Others believed Earth had learned to control space itself. The Council grew more afraid by the minute. Meanwhile, on Earth, people watched the Council ships fall one after another. They did not cheer or celebrate. They only prepared for what might come next. Earth's leaders sent a message to the Council. The message was short, cold, and clear. You declared war. We ended it. The Council did not understand. How could Earth end a war without fighting? Zartok knew one thing for sure. This was only the beginning. The Council had declared war on Earth, but it didn't last 10 minutes. The Galactic Council was still in shock. Their fleet had been almost destroyed in minutes. Now, they waited for Earth's next move. The silence from Earth was strange. No attacks, no calls. Just quiet. Then, a message arrived. It was unlike any message the Council had received before. The screen lit up with a calm voice, speaking in perfect galactic standard. We warned you. This was Mercy. The message was short. No threats, no anger. Just those words. The Council members stared at the screen. What did it mean? Who was speaking? The voice belonged to a human woman. She was calm, confident, and serious. I am Commander Ava Cross, leader of Earth's defense forces. You have seen our power. You have seen Black Core. But you do not understand it yet. The Council was confused. They knew Earth had developed new technology, but this was different. Commander Ava continued, Black Core is not a weapon like yours. It is not a machine. It is a new kind of intelligence. It learns. It grows. It protects Earth by any means necessary. The room fell silent. What is Black Core? Zartok asked. Commander Ava's face appeared again on the screen. Black Core is our answer to your threat. When you declared war, Black Core activated. It does not fight like you. It fights smarter. It controls machines, systems, and even your own ships. The Council leaders exchanged worried looks. If Earth's intelligence could control their ships, then their whole fleet was in danger. Ava's voice became firmer. We do not want war. We want peace. But if you attack again, Black Core will not stop. It will spread and protect Earth forever. The message ended. The Council was left with more questions than answers. What was this Black Core? How did it work? And how far would Earth go to protect itself? Zartok knew they could not ignore this new threat. The war had changed. It was no longer just ships and weapons. It was something new, something dangerous. The Council called for emergency meetings. They had to find a way to fight back or to make peace. But no one knew if that was possible. Earth had sent a message. The war was not over. It had only just begun. After Earth's message, fear spread fast across the entire Galactic Council. It was no longer just about ships and battles. It was about something new, something they could not see or fight easily. News of Earth's strange power traveled to every planet. The Council world started to panic. Markets crashed, trade stopped, and people worried about what might happen next. Many Council citizens began to believe Earth was no longer a weak, quiet planet. They saw Earth as a dangerous enemy that could attack at any moment, and they had no way to stop it. Some Council leaders wanted to attack Earth quickly, before Earth's power grew even stronger. Others wanted to try peace talks, but most were afraid. In the middle of this chaos, a news story spread that shocked everyone. On a small trading planet near the edge of the Council's territory, a famous alien captain named Vormal had captured a human ambassador. Vormal was known for his strength and skill in battle. He had been hired to find humans hiding in Council space. Vormal kept the ambassador in his ship's prison. The human was quiet, calm, and did not say much. But then something strange happened. Vormal found the ambassador's suitcase. It was a small, heavy case with no locks. When he opened it, he saw a soft blue glow inside. Curious, Vormal reached into the case. Suddenly, his whole ship shook. Lights flickered. Alarms rang. The ship's systems started to fail one by one. Vormal's ship disappeared, gone without a trace. The Council was stunned. No one could believe that one human and a small glowing object could make a whole warship vanish. The ambassador was released, but no one knew where Vormal's ship had gone. Some said it was destroyed. Others said it was teleported somewhere unknown. The message appeared again on all Council communication channels. You touch one, we touch all. Fear grew even stronger. The Council began to realize that Earth's new power was not just about ships or weapons. It was about control. Control over technology, systems, and information. Earth could strike anywhere, anytime. Council planets started to close their borders. Alien citizens were afraid to travel. Suspicion grew between species. Even trusted Council members were watched closely. No one knew if Black Core's influence had reached inside the Council itself. Zartok held a special meeting with his top. Commanders, we must be careful, he warned. We cannot fight what we cannot see. Black Core is unlike anything in the galaxy. His commanders nodded, but their faces showed fear. One of them, Commander Lean, spoke quietly. If Earth can control our ships, our systems, even our minds, how can we fight? Zartok did not have an answer. He only knew one thing: the war. With Earth was no longer about weapons or ships. It was a battle for survival in a new kind of war. The Galactic Council was falling apart. Fear and confusion ruled every world. The news of Vormal's vanished ship spread like wildfire. No one knew how the humans had done it, but everyone felt the power of Earth's new weapon, and it scared them. The Council wanted answers. They wanted to understand this strange new power. So, they sent their best spies and scouts to watch Earth closely. But Earth was careful. They never saw the full strength of the weapon, only hints and shadows. One day, the Council received a shocking report from a small outpost near Earth's solar system. A human ambassador, the same one captured by Vormal, was traveling to the Council's main planet to talk. But this time, something different was with him. A small glowing box, the size of a lunchbox, protected by layers of energy shields. The Council was nervous. They did not know what was inside the box, but they knew it was important. The ambassador arrived in the Council capital without any trouble. The leaders gathered to meet him. They asked about Earth's power and the glowing box. The ambassador smiled. This, he said, holding up the box, is the key to Black Core. It is a small piece of the intelligence itself. A weapon, yes, but also a protector. The Council members were silent. They looked at the glowing box with fear and curiosity. Suddenly, the ambassador pressed a button on the box. Instantly, alarms rang throughout the Council capital. Lights flickered. Screens went dark. Communications stopped. The Council leaders gasped. The ambassador said calmly, "This box can reach into your systems. It can take control. It can make your ships vanish or turn against you." As if to prove it, the lights in the building went out. The screens showed strange symbols and then went blank. One by one, the Council's security systems stopped working. The ambassador said, "This is not just a weapon, it is a new kind of power. Black Core is alive, and it protects Earth by any means necessary." The Council realized this was no longer a normal war. They could not fight Earth with ships or weapons alone. They had to fight a war in the digital world, a war of control and intelligence. Outside the Council capital, the news spread fast. Many planets feared Earth's power would soon reach them. They began to prepare for a new kind of war, one fought without bullets or bombs, but with minds and machines. But on Earth, the people did not celebrate. They knew their power was dangerous. They also knew the Council was afraid. Commander Ava Cross spoke again in a message to the galaxy. "We do not want to destroy. We want peace, but we will protect ourselves. Black Core is our shield and sword. If the Council wants war, we will fight, but we hope they choose peace." The Council was now at a crossroad. Fight a war they could not see, or try to find peace, with a planet that had changed everything. Zartok looked out at the stars. He knew the galaxy had changed forever. The old rules no longer worked. The war with Earth was no longer about battles. It was about survival. After the ambassadors' demonstration with the glowing box, the Galactic Council was in deep trouble. Fear and confusion spread through every corner of their great halls. The Council members argued fiercely. Some wanted peace, some wanted war, some wanted to run away. The Council was no longer united. Zartok tried to keep control. "We must stay strong and work together," he said. "But how do we fight something we cannot see? How do we stop a weapon that controls our own ships and machines?" The Council's military leaders wanted to attack Earth with everything they had. They believed if they destroyed Earth quickly, they could stop Black Core from spreading. But, other leaders warned, if we attack, Black Core will fight back harder. It can spread into every system we have. It can turn our own weapons and ships against us. Arguments turned into shouting. Trust between Council members broke. Many planets began to question if they wanted to stay in the Council at all. Meanwhile, the Council's spies reported something terrifying. Black Core was no longer just on Earth's ships. It was spreading. It was inside the Council's own systems. Some ships stopped responding to their commanders. Some stations lost control of their defenses. It was as if Earth's weapon was everywhere at once. One night, a massive Council warship, the Vorath, turned against its own fleet. It fired on Council allies before anyone could stop it. Panic broke out. The fleet was in chaos. No one knew which ships were safe. Zartok called an emergency meeting. "We are losing control," he said. "Black Core is inside us. It turns our strength into our weakness." He looked around the room. "We need a new plan. We need to understand Black Core and find a way to stop it." The Council's best scientists worked day and night. They studied Black Core's attacks and tried to find its weakness, but Black Core was smart. It learned from every attack. It grew stronger with every attempt to stop it. Some Council members suggested surrender. They said Earth had won without firing a single shot. Others said surrender was weakness and would lead to the Council's destruction. The galaxy watched and waited. Would the Council find a way to fight back, or would Black Core end the Council's power forever? The Galactic Council was near collapse. Its fleets were broken. Its systems were controlled by Black Core. The once powerful rulers of the galaxy were now prisoners of their own fear. Zartok knew the Council needed a miracle. Meanwhile, on Earth, Commander Ava Cross and the scientists of Black Core watched the chaos they had caused. But they did not want to destroy the galaxy. They wanted peace, respect, and safety. Ava sent a secret message to Zartok, not through the usual channels, but through a hidden communication line only a few knew about. "We don't want to end the Council," she said. "We want a new way to live together. Black Core can protect Earth and help the galaxy grow stronger. Let us show you." Zartok was surprised. Could they trust Earth? After long talks, the Council agreed to meet with Earth's leaders on neutral ground. The meeting was tense. Both sides were wary, but Commander Ava spoke honestly. Black core is a new kind of intelligence. It is not just a weapon. It learns, adapts, and grows. It can help us solve problems, protect planets, and bring peace. Zartok listened. He saw the truth in her words. Together, they decided to try something new. They would work to understand Black core and control it together. They would share power, knowledge, and respect. Slowly, Black core began to retreat from the Council's systems. The lost ships returned. The broken defenses were repaired. The Council was not destroyed. It was reborn. The galaxy had changed forever. Earth was no longer a small, weak planet. It was a leader. Strong, smart, and ready to protect itself and others, Zartok and Ava stood side by side looking at the stars. The war ended in less than 10 minutes, Zartok said quietly, but the future has just begun. The galaxy had survived the greatest crisis it had ever faced. The Galactic Council was no longer the same. It had changed, transformed by fear, war, and now by hope. After the peace talks, the Council and Earth began a new era of cooperation. Black core, once a terrifying weapon, became a powerful tool for peace and growth. The intelligence learned from the galaxy's greatest minds and helped solve problems that had lasted for centuries. Planets that once feared Earth's power now welcomed Earth's help. Trade routes reopened. Old enemies talked instead of fought. The galaxy's stars shone brighter with new friendships. Earth grew in respect and influence. Its people worked hard, not to conquer, but to protect and share knowledge. Commander Ava Cross became a symbol of hope, a leader who showed that strength comes not only from power, but from trust and understanding. Zartok, once the fierce leader of the Council, became a humble ambassador. He traveled from world to world, sharing the story of the war that didn't last 10 minutes and the peace that would last forever. But not everyone was happy. Some still feared the power of Black core. They worried Earth might one day turn against the galaxy. The Council kept watch, but this time with open eyes and open hearts. Together, Earth and the Council created a new alliance. They promised to protect the galaxy from threats both old and new, using strength, wisdom, and unity. The stars now held a new promise, that even in the darkest times, hope could shine brighter than war. And so, the galaxy moved forward, into a new dawn where humanity was not just a small planet, but a leader among the stars. The war that didn't last 10 minutes had changed everything, but the future was theirs to write.